I saw this photo project recently where this photographer set up his camera at a certain intersection in New York, and he just captures all these people kind of passing by during the morning. And then later he goes and tries to find instances of the same people doing the exact same thing. And I can't remember the photographer's name, but I'll throw a link in the description below so you can see what it's about. At first impulse you look at it and it's funny or weird that this nurse is wearing the exact same clothes, doing the exact same thing at multiple intervals in the exact same place. And there's this implicit critique in this work, or I think there is, that says, look at these funny, mindless people doing the same thing every day, like some kind of ant. Never mind that those same people might be walking by wondering about, look at this poor weird dude that thinks he's so clever by standing in the same spot every day like an ant. But there's this notion that because these people are doing the same thing every day in their suits and in their uniforms, that somehow that should be sad, and should that the life of a bohemian artist is more fulfilling. And I think there's this kind of juvenile idea that having a routine is a bad thing. But I think that you find people at the sort of highest level of creativity or any sort of endeavor have very strict routines, that actually routines don't stifle creativity, they unlock it. And actually I should back that up. They can unlock it. The idea that they do or don't do something is asinine. Depending on how you conduct a routine and design it, it can unlock creativity. It can provide a life-affirming thing. If every day that nurse who looks so downtrodden with her sunglasses on and her antisocial earbuds in and her coffee, going through her rote commute, you don't know that 3 minutes before one of the most life-affirming parts of her day is getting that coffee. You don't know what she's listening to. You don't know whether she passes by the same handful of people every day and stops and says hello to them, or has some routine that provides really basic human needs and comfort. The idea is that, oh, it's a routine, it's bad, blah blah blah. But I find that the more I'm on a routine, the happier I am, the more I'm able to function, the more I'm able to actually do independent creative work, because hopefully the routine makes sense. So, if the routine is a horrible, crowded commute on a noisy subway, surrounded by people you dislike, going to a terrible job with no good coffee on the way, with backstabbing political people, that routine is going to be soul-sucking. It's going to destroy you mentally and physically. No shit. That's not a revelation. But if your routine is a commute that you enjoy in some way, maybe you're super social and therefore you love the bus. Maybe you're an introvert and you love your drive. Maybe you leave your house 15 minutes early so that you can take a scenic route instead of the highway. You love the people you work with, and you have routines built into your work so that you can connect with more people, or that you can do things that enrich you and make you happy, like make video blogs on your lunch break and do photography. A routine like that is going to fill you up. It's going to make even the so-called sort of boring days, because no matter what you do, everything eventually is going to be boring. Your defaults are good days, and then when you get a little too accustomed to it, you do break up the routine. You go on vacation, and then you come back and you appreciate that routine and what it does for you, and then what those patterns and habits do. Because you're a human, you're driven by beliefs that manifest themselves in habits. And the idea that a routine is inherently bad is super juvenile. And it's funny to say that because kids have routines. These times are for playing. Maybe we play a different thing every day, but you still play. I don't know. This is a thing to think about. Like, how much more could you get done if you had a routine? How much happier might you be if you knew how your day was supposed to play out and it had a kind of rhythm to it or a cadence? I don't think that you would find it soul-sucking. I think that if you knew that every day at 11:55 you're going to go have a great cup of coffee at your favorite place and then go take photos or make a video blog or go for a walk, you'd actually be quite happy with the supposed tedium of that repetition. So don't be afraid of routines. They work for Gerhard Richter. They work for lots of people. And if anything, if you don't have a routine, eventually you will have a new routine, which is probably you will do nothing and waste a lot of time. And if you don't actively make a routine that works for you, someone else is going to make a routine that works for them with you. You will be on that shitty commute and you will sit there in a miserable work situation because of not taking control of that routine. Someone else's routine is going to exploit you for labor, hopefully at less cost or at the cheapest possible cost they can get away with. That's going to happen one way or another. The question is, again, like, what kind of routine? All right, thanks a lot for watching as always. Happy Halloween.